Today I'm going to talk about the question, the age-old question of, is the Toyota Tacoma the best lightweight, or what most people would call mid-size, overland vehicle? The short of the long? I think it is. And that has to do with the alu cab on the back of this truck. We'll get into this here in a minute, but the alu cab is, in my opinion, what makes the Toyota Tacoma probably the best lightweight. And I say lightweight because we put it in that category of, you know, 4Runner, Tacoma, that grouping of weight of vehicle. This is not a 5-person overland vehicle. This is a 2+1 kid or 4 really cramped, like honestly really cramped. But if it's a 2+1 kid, or just 2 of you guys, or just a single, you really can't get anything better than this setup, because you've got the short wheelbase. It's not super wide. It's a very compact platform, low roof height, even with an alu cab on it. You can fit this thing in all the tight trails, but what really all ties it together is the alu cab on the back. So let's take a look at it. The reason why I think the alu cab makes the Toyota Tacoma kind of all come together as a proper, and I would say the champion of mid-size or ultra-light or lightweight overland vehicle, is the fact that you've got this full access rear door here that allows you to, A, get your spare tire in the back. You don't have to worry about extra swings with more cantilevered weight. Gets it up underneath of there, so you can run a high clearance bumper like this and get a really incredible, really excellent departure angle on the rear end. But then, you know, obviously inside of here, you've got your truck bed rather than a back of an SUV that is completely modular. If you wanted to build this thing out with full kind of galley style cabinets, or you could do something a bit more modular, you know, like this setup is, where just 2 drawers, you know, your fridge goes right there. And then you could use front runner wolf packs, which is what these trays in here are for storage. But then you've also got massive alu cab water tank in the back here. And if you look around over here on the other side, I'll show you in here, you've got the Dickinson heater. This is one of the features of the alu cabin that just, I think, makes it take the cake. This is truly a winter camper. Not only does the alu cabin actually really store heat very, very well. Just camped recently in one. It was like 50 degrees, you know, 40, 49, 50 degrees at night. And I was in shorts and that's it with my kiddos. And we slept great. Obviously, we didn't even have this, and we barely even use our sleeping bags. But with this Dickinson heater, it makes this place toasty. I mean, you can maintain 70 degrees almost nearly regardless of outdoor temperature, unless we're talking about, you know, tundra or, you know, Alaska, -10, -15 or something like that, but still keeps you warm. But the beauty of the alu cabin is that, you know, you've got a workstation drop down that's here. So if you're just wanting to chill and hang out, I could be up here, have access to both my side access if I want to do a side ladder or anything like that. But getting to our sleeping platform is just right here. So pull these up out of the way really quick. I didn't have them zipped up. So then there's our sleeping platform. So I can come in from the back and immediately access my sleeping platform that's right up here. And if you come up here and look, it's just huge. Super easy to get access to inside of there. But you're not having to be in a rooftop tent where you have to climb out and then, you know, get a ladder and go inside. Like, I can be inside of here. If there is inclement weather, I can be comfortable inside of here. I can have this up and out of the way if I want to, so I can fully and completely stand up inside of here. And then when I'm ready, I just drop this down. I'm ready to go. But also the alu cabin comes with built-in USB power. It's got lighting all throughout that's dimmable, that's switchable to different colors. So you can use red at night if you don't want to mess up your night vision or your low light vision. And it's got probably, Drake and I were just talking about this the other day, the most amount of accessories of any camper that's out there. Which, I mean, it is endless. You can have this be just a plain Jane shell or go all the way with every feature and almost every amenity that you'd ever want. So I think that's what makes it. It really is. And then on the outside, you can mount your awnings. You can mount stuff to these doors if you want to mount max tracks here, if you want to mount different attachments to the outside of the doors, because those can actually bear a little bit of that weight. We've got your propane tank mount back here. Got our water spigot for our water tank that's mounted inside of there. You can plumb a pump inside of that if you want it pressurized for a shower. On the back door, you've got drop-down tables that you can get with slide-out cook surfaces. Molly panel has an option basically to put anywhere in the alu cabin. They've got screen door options for the side windows and for the back door for really buggy climates. You know, fill in the blank. This whole video could just be about accessories, but it won't be. So the thing that's just, I don't know, that's just the ticket. We've done so many of these installs. We've got one scheduled next week. We just finished one up about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. And every time we finish them, all of our technicians and us, we always just look at it and go, man, that really is, I think it takes the cake of full-time Overland campers. Obviously you are removing your rear tailgate, so this is a devoted, committed camper vehicle, not just a truck anymore, because you don't have the truck bed. But what that opens up when you do that, as far as functionality, increased storage space, fill in the blank, it's well worth it. When you add up the price of this compared to others, then mounting a rooftop tent and everything else, they're really stinking hard to beat. And the quality is absolutely incredible. We really enjoy alu cabin installs from the quality standpoint. So that's my rant of why I think that the Tacoma with an alu cabin takes the cake for probably the best mid-size or lightweight Overland vehicle that's available. I'm not going to get into the argument of the Bison ZR2. Who cares? We're Toyota guys. Get over it. But they are the best, so it is what it is. And so we don't have to do a second video, do a quick walk around of the build. This was a More Expo display vehicle that was in Springfield, Missouri just a couple months ago. So we'll start from the front. Our awesome friends at Backwoods Adventure Mods hooked us up. We got their aluminum full plate front bumper, and we also have their steel high clearance rear bumper. We'll show you here in a second. This thing you can literally lift with 2 fingers. It's a 2-piece bumper design. You've got the actual winch tray, which is a steel design with these massive recovery points. It's right here. That's a direct pull off the frame, and then the skin itself bolts onto that, which is awesome, because if you were to totally hoop your car in a really bad wreck or something, you could just replace the skin. But it allows the front bumper to be extremely lightweight. I mean, this thing barely adds any weight, excluding the winch, barely adds any weight to the front of the vehicle once you remove the bumper cover, the aluminum crash bar and everything, to get a full high clearance front bumper, which is awesome. In the bumper, we have a come up winch. Come up is, as far as what we are concerned at the shop, they're creme de la creme in the winch category. They're one of the most highest quality winches that you can get in the US. And so this is got a, Drake, this is wirelessly controlled, right? Yeah, wirelessly controlled. This is a 9,500 pound winch, or is this the 10K?
This should be a Slim Seal 9500.
Slim Seal 9500. This is one of our most commonly used for Forerunner for what we call our mid-size builds. They've got 12,000 plus, and more than that for your heavy duty trucks or your 1 tons or 3/4 tons. But these winches, their spool rate's a lot faster. Their winch end rate is a lot faster than Warn. Their actual power is a lot better than Warn. Warranty is better than Warn, and they're actually manufactured at a much higher quality facility than a lot of the other ones that are out there on the market. So really, really love Come Up. In the engine bay, we've got a Magnuson supercharger. Toyotas aren't really known for power. Oh yeah, and we've got the control box that's mounted remotely, and we've got right here your Bluetooth switch that's right there for our remote. Super cool feature that comes with Come Up. But yeah, Magnuson supercharger. These Tacomas, once you put a lot of weight on them, they still do fine, but if you want to be able to pass people up a hill at elevation, the Magnuson supercharger is the absolute go-to. We install a lot of these each year, and the response from customers is always like, holy cow, I feel like I got my truck back. So really, really great addition. Then we do, for the alu cabin build in the back, we've got a dual battery setup that's up front. We really like using the Blue Sea ML ACRs. This is a marine dual battery controller. This can also control other batteries as well, besides just a secondary or just a dual battery. But these are such a simple and very robust and end user friendly system, so you don't have all these crazy amounts of wiring that you as the end user pop your engine bay and go, what in the heck do I do here? Aside from that, we have our Switch Pro RCR Force 12 that is controlling everything 12 volt in the vehicle. Switch Pros are a solid state and Bluetooth capable controller, so you don't have a bunch of relays and a bunch of other wiring. Also makes it where we can do our install really cleanly, so we can loom our harnesses and we're not having to go to this relay and a bus bar, just all different stuff. You can come directly right off your Switch Pro, and you can add into them super easily. They're programmable, so you can configure your switches however you want to. They are absolutely worth the money. So all of our wiring basically is right here in this corner, and then tucks and runs this way, goes back towards the cabin, and then this goes inside of the cab itself. And that's basically it. Your winch runs up through here. It's connected right here on this battery. So really nice, clean wiring installation that, again, is modifiable and serviceable down the line if it needs to be, and not just a confusing rat's nest, which we like. Well, we don't like rat's nests. But suspension, we'll go through this real quick. This is Davidson's MRR, or you might be familiar with the Davidson MRA. Basically what that is it's Davidson's fully adjustable remote reservoir suspension. These things have massive shock body, 2.6, right? 2.6 shock bodies. We are massive fans of Davidson's. It's almost what we run exclusively on. It is, on all of our shop builds, but it's one of our most favorite suspension setups for many, many, many reasons, which we can get into in a different video. But that's what we're running on this truck with their tubular upper control arms. We've got rad rubber splash guards inside of here. And then we've got this C4 fabrication OTF kit, this oversized tire fitment kit. So we had 35s on here for a minute, but this OTF kit basically relocates right here your body mount. So you cut it off and relocate it further back, and then you actually cut your fender flares right here, not the actual fenders themselves, just the flares, and then to place in. The fenders. Oh, and these you do. Oh, that's right. Yeah, right here. I lied, folks. You do. But it allows you to clear 35s, and it comes with this inner fender well splash guard kit that's not just some plastic, that's actual aluminum that's all mounted inside of here, so you're not getting everything splashed into your engine bay. That was the biggest deal when people would try to get clearance for larger tires, even 34s. You start cutting stuff up and moving your fender well liners, and all of a sudden your engine bay is just caked. Not to mention water crossings. Your water ingress is happening a lot more quicker into your engine bay than it would have normally. So this kind of fixed it all in one, which is awesome. And still allows you, we've got an ARB snorkel on the other side, still allows you to run all your snorkel designs that are on the market, because it doesn't go all the way up there, it just sets right here. Underneath we have our 3-piece aluminum skid plate set. So these skid plates are a nested design. They've got recessed mounting holes, so you're not dragging bolts when you're going across. They do include catalytic converter protection, engine transmission transfer case. We've got steel and aluminum options. These are made right here in Grandview, right down, a couple buildings over from us, and designed here. in-house. So we've got those on there. CBI rock sliders. Can't forget the Front Runner roof rack. We run Front Runner roof racks exclusively on all of our shop builds. Been working with the guys at Front Runner for years. A similar theme in my mind is kind of the Allo Cabin. They are the most modular, most functional roof rack that is on the market. The amount of accessories that Front Runner has available for their roof racks is mind-blowing. Anything, any sport, any hobby that you are into, they probably have an accessory for you. But for us, being able to mount lights, storage, awnings, water tanks, fill in the blank, Front Runner takes the cake for us. And this one fits just perfectly right underneath of the Allo Cabin. So right now we've got the Midland radio antenna mounted right here. They're Ghost, I think 2 dB antenna that's mounted there. And then, yeah, on to back the Allo Cabin where pretty much you guys have seen all that. We've got diode dynamic lighting throughout the whole vehicle. These are all the pros, so they've got the backlighting, which is super handy late at night, to where you can just throw on your backlight and just do a faint amount of light at sight. But with the Switch Pro, we can also dim the lighting. But when they're fully on, they are really, really bright. So we've got left side, we've got right side, we've got chase rear, we've got front lighting. So diode dynamic lighting throughout the whole truck really is awesome. And then, since we've already gone through the Allo Cabin, the last thing we would look at basically is the high clearance rear bumper from Backwoods Adventure Mods. They're local bros right down in Arkansas, a couple of hours from us. This one's awesome because, I mean, you cut a decent chunk out of your bedside here, but the departure angle that you get and the amount of clearance that you gain with this rear bumper is absolutely phenomenal. This one does have their swing arm option, so if we wanted to add swing arm for more storage on it, we could. However, because we've got the Allo Cabin, we have to not have that installed because our spare tire's mounted here, tucked in tight and already out of the way. It does have a hitch receiver so that you can still tow your lightweight stuff or throw on a bike rack and everything else on the back of your bumper. But the biggest thing is A, the looks. It's a beautiful bumper. But B, I mean, you can see, look at this. I mean, coming off your clearance right here is just absolutely incredible. You're almost at the top of our actual rim right here. It's the beginning of the bottom of the bumper. Then in the rear, we've got Davidson's heavy duty leaf pack with, again, the MRRs on the back, so full adjustability on our suspension. The beauty of this truck is it's got a lot of added weight. It's got 34s on it. A lot of, wind drag, a little bit of wind drag from, roof rack and Allo Cabin. And this truck just rides incredible. It goes over on-road, awesome, but off-road, this thing is super plush, but it feels very, very, very planted. So Davidson's suspension kind of ties all the build together beautifully. So that's the brief walk around. We'll show you the inside real quick. Nothing fancy. It is a 6-speed manual, so that's fun. But we've got the Switch Pro control panel that's right here. And again, this is what controls everything inside of here. So we can manually control our dual battery if we want to, kick on our air compressor, our Midland radio that we've got mounted. We can control all of our lights. We've got our circuit for our fridge. Everything is controlled right here. I can also pull out my phone and control it Bluetooth, so I can kick anything on or off if I'm in the back sleeping and I don't have to come up here. But the reliability of the Switch Pro is what what really pulls us into using them as frequently as they do, is because it's just such a robust system with the least amount of wiring that is super powerful. It also can run some pretty high amperage stuff, so that's a plus for us. Aside from that, the inside's pretty stock. I mean, at the end of the day, you can build out your Tacoma on the inside how much ever you want to, but because you've got all this back here, why not leave the space for, passengers? Your kids and everything. I used this truck to camp out with my kiddos a couple weeks ago, and it's just a blast. It's such a lightweight, slim platform. I could fit back in places that in my Tundra I could maybe, but with probably a lot more damage. With the Tacoma, you can just fit right through really, really tight stuff. So there you have it. There's a 2019 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro 6-speed manual, supercharged, Allo Cabin built rig. If you guys have any questions, throw them down in the comments below. We're not big YouTube versed guys. We're working on it. We just like showing you cool stuff. So here's cool stuff.